didn't start this until she got on the phone.
Whatever. Don't put it on me.
Oh, now you want to record it.
Right.
That's not right.
Now you want to record it.
Oh man.
But anyway, like I was saying, you gotta realize what you're asking for, and what you're asking for is something that's outside of what we can do by ourselves. So if it's something outside of what we can do by ourselves, we can do our part, but our plan might not necessarily be the plan that's going to carry out what it is that we're trying to accomplish.
Well, right now I'm just trying to do my part. So my part is trying to figure out how to get 20 new prospects. Don't shake your head.
That's not your part. Your part.
I mean, God will make it work. He'll make it do what it do. But in the meantime.
Okay, so let me ask you this question. You know, in the Bible, it always talks about having God lead your path, lead your footsteps. Well, if he's telling you to go west and you going east, are you going the direction he wants you to go?
Of course not.
And if you didn't ask him where you should go, nor did you listen to where he told you to go, and you go in the wrong direction, are you going to get to where you're trying to go?
Of course not.
Because that might have been the reason why the Israelites was going around Mount Arafat for over 40 years, right? Because he told them to do something, they ain't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm listening. So when he starts telling me to do something other than what I'm doing, then I'll, make that U-turn. Right now, he's saying just work. I'm working.
The God I serve is generally more specific than that, but okay.
Well, I guess I got to put on some better listening ears. I don't know where you're going with this. Carla, help me out.
Don't help her, Carla. Don't help.
I was like, yeah, I'm in the same boat too, because I'm listening to Jesus. I'm like, Jesus, what do you want me to do? Like, you want me to do this? But then when I think he wants me to do this, then he'll put like four people in my path that want credit or that want to be an agent, and that is serious about signing up. Every time I try to go left, they'll be like, I don't want to do some work. It's like, yeah, okay, you say you don't want to do this, but here you go. Here you go for more people.
Mm-hmm.
And Carla has just touched on something. Think about this. Every Bible story where there are insurmountable odds, God normally tells the person to do something that they don't want to do or that they don't think that they're capable of doing. He never tells them to do something inside of their comfort zone, does he?
Nope.
Not at all. He said, go beyond your comfort zone. Just like when he says walk on water. When he was like, come on, and Peter, Paul, somebody, I forgot the guy's name, was like, God, I want to go with you too. And he started walking on water. And then he realized, like, oh, I'm walking on water. And he drowned. And he was like, God said, you have little faith. He said, you have little faith. And he said, if you just have a faith as a mustard seed, trust and believe. What in Mark 11:23, have faith. He can do whatever you want and have faith about it without any shadow of a doubt. And it shall come to pass.
So
that's all my Bible scriptures for today. Amen.
So basically what it boils down to is get good at listening to the direction that you should go. Ask where you're supposed to go. And if you feel that the answer is too general or too vague, ask them to be specific. I promise he'll be specific. Now, you might not like the answer you get, but it's going to be a specific answer. That much I do know.
Mm-hmm.
Tom, you want me to write those or no?
Hey, y'all. This is Antoinette.
Hey.
Hey, Antoinette, how you doing?
How are you?
I'm doing great. Good to see you.
Thank you.
Now, what was that, Carla, you said?
Nothing. I just said have faith. Have faith is a mustard seed. If you know how small a mustard seed is, if you have that much faith, God will provide the rest with grace and mercy.
Well, like Greg always said, it's not the faith that is a problem, it's the doubt that we have.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
You don't have to have much faith. You just need to get rid of that doubt.
Mm-hmm. It's a killer.
I think action helps take away doubt.
No, it don't.
Why not? Why don't it?
Faith and belief takes away doubt.
Well, action is actually acting on the faith. So y'all both are saying the same thing.
Yeah.
You take the action because the action is what activates getting closer to that goal. So
Yeah, you're right. But
Thank you, Angela.
gotta believe.
y'all are funny.
You
But
gotta.
then again, also Thomas, you said something else. Like we always say, I guess Greg said in Communication Mastery, what do you say in your affirmations? So keep saying it until you actually see it and believe it. Whatever you want, keep saying it and believe it until you see it, because that's faith.
Yeah, and if you say it enough, eventually your subconscious will figure out a way
To make it happen.
to manifest it.
And anytime any negative things that come in your mind, that's when you need to start saying your affirmations and start condemning those things that come into your mind that are negative, like you can't do it, or doubt, any doubt, anything like that comes to your mind, just knock it down with your affirmations.
Exactly.
Okay.
Angela, I called you and I wasn't able to reach you. I'm glad everything is okay.
Oh, my phone been off since I've been at church. I'm sorry. Because the last time my alarm was ringing in the middle of a message, so I was like, let me just totally shut it down, because that's like it did at the training.
Right.
On airplane mode, and my alarm starts ringing while he talking.
Oh, that was you.
At my desk. I was like, oh my God. Yeah, so
It's okay. It's all right.
it's all good. Mm-hmm.
So has anybody have y'all looked over the Saturday training PowerPoint?
No, not yet. Did they text
Saturday training,
us?
what?
They text us that?
I know, Angela, you have the link. Carla has a link to that virtual folder that has a presentation, the new presentation and the new Saturday training in it.
Where I get a link from?
I've been sent that to you. I sent it to you and I sent it to you and Carla.
Did you text it?
Oh, the one with the recording with
Yep, the ones with the recording, the ones with the
I don't have it.
What was that?
I don't have that.
You don't have it.
No, I looked for it yesterday. I've been looking for everything you said and cannot find it. And you said it's on such and such a date. I went to that date. There's nothing.
check your spam folder.
Thomas not in my spam.
Yeah, you change the delete folder.
I ain't delete you. I'm telling you, I ain't delete you.
Well, remind me, and I will send it. I will send it after this.
Did you send a recording from Friday? Thomas?
No, not yet. I'll be sending that as I send this one out.
Okay. I was just checking because I didn't want to text you yesterday, more than, because it's your day off. So, like you said, we're not saving lives, just saving people's credit scores.
First of all, I don't think I ever said we're not saving lives. I don't think I ever said that, but okay.
No, but I mean, it's true. Like, if you deserve a day off just like everybody else. Like, so we're not saving lives. Although, it's Saturday, last day of the week. We're not saving lives over here. So if it's not an emergency, just touch you.
Well, if I said that or intimated that, I apologize because that was not what I meant.
I just try. I always catch you anything.
You don't need no day off, Thomas.
Oh, I don't need no day off, Angela. Okay.
No, you need to be at my
Nah,
back.
I ain't know. The
Be
thing,
quiet,
I'm
Carla. Talking too much.
you're supposed to be all about family. When is spring coming at? I miss the spring part of you. I need that winter to go away from me.
Carla, can you please be quiet?
Hey, Carla. This is something I know, and this is something Miss Angela has heard. However you treat your upline your agent's gonna treat you the exact same.
Exactly the same way.
So
The same way.
that's okay. She have agents that ain't gonna think she deserves a day off.
Upline great then.
Say what?
My pseudo upline. I said actually my pseudo upline great then. My upline. I haven't spoken to, so they don't know what I'm doing. That my agent won't even reach out to me. They'll just still work. There you go. That's perfect.
Why do I bother sometimes? Why do I bother? Okay. Now, the reason why I was asking about the Saturday training is that the way that they've done it now is I really like it, and I think you guys will appreciate it. And I wanted to go over some of the stuff on it right quick. Carla, you're not going to be able to see it, but
Why is she on the phone?
yeah, she's on the phone. Can y'all see the screen?
Yes.
It's on my phone, Ring Central.
She's driving, Angela.
Right. I do like, but the Angela, I'm driving. Like I couldn't be on camera.
You always on the phone.
I got my wig.
driving.
I know. I got my wig on and everything, so I'm driving. I just can't drive and I don't want to get pulled over.
Okay.
So what I liked about the way what they did was they of course they broke the Saturday training down pretty much like we break down the Secrets of Success training. Okay, stay on. Hold on. Okay. So they go over the topics: developing right mindset, completing your new agent checklist, knowing your protection plan membership, selling protection plan membership, building your FES team, understanding the compensation plan basics, and utilizing the system as far as training. Now, this was something I was thinking about. That if we go over everything in the Saturday training with our agents should be better equipped. And this is something that we should be doing with them anyway, so they'll know what to expect. So Saturday training should be more like a refresher than something new. Of course, the number one question is, what is your reason for getting started and what do you want to get out of FES? It says, how serious do you want to take this business? Strictly for supplemental income, high expectations for significant earning potential, along with freedom, time, and control. The answers to these questions will determine the level of commitment and work ethic that you will need. And that's something that we need to find out when we bring on new agents. Is it for supplemental income? Are they trying to get significant earning potential? Because you want to be able to put them in a position to help them get their goals. And also, it will make it a lot clearer when they fill out their commitment agreement. Then it says set realistic goals, have realistic expectations, have long-term thinking, and be persistent. That part right there, be persistent. That's what most people want. It says be open, humble, coachable, and willing to learn. Be passionate, positive, and have a great attitude and have fun. Most important component to reach financial freedom with FES is your mindset, which is basically something that we was talking about earlier. And so it goes over the new agent checklist. So I'm gonna stop right there right quick, but it just made me think that we have the blueprint to walk in our agents through whatever it is that they need to. And if you ever are at a loss to where or what you need to discuss with your agents, then just having this PowerPoint will be a good guide, if nothing else. Mm-hmm. Because it discusses the new agent checklist. And it talks about the script book and the conference call schedule. And now we'll go, and then from there, and it goes into the FES products and services. And what I do is I always go over the products and services with my clients. So my new agents, I'm doing the same thing with them. So I'm treating my agents and walking them through the same way I will walk my clients through. And the reason why I'm doing that is that if I walk my agents through that, then they'll know how to walk their clients through it. Now, granted.
Agents.
Huh?
And their agents.
Right, and their agents.
Caller.
Yeah, Angela. Look, I just need their contact information. We don't need all that. You just need contact information. Give me on the phone, and that's it.
Hmm.
Go ahead, Thomas.
Okay. Oh boy, you want a job? That's what you want.
No, I'm good.
So basically, yeah, the protection plan, and it basically starts to walk you through all this stuff. And this is something that you could actually use when we're going over our game plan with the agents. Along with the checklist. And just remember where you're at in the slide, because there's 133 slides with this. So of course you're not going to go over all 133 slides with your agent, but what it does, it gives you another platform to where you can find out exactly where they're at. And also you'll be able to keep track of what they've done, and you'll also know what you need to cover next. Because even though we're all adults and we all should know what we're supposed to do, that's only applicable for employees. Most people are not business owners. And the majority of the business owners I know don't operate their business like a business. So because of that, this is very important, and making sure your new agents and even your current agents have a game plan and always have a homework assignment or some things that they need to do. Because what we don't want is, we don't want somebody quitting and saying, well, I wasn't able to reach my goal or my objective. Nothing is happening in my business. What we want to be able to do is, we want to be able to pull up their checklist. We want to be able to pull up their commitment and their career goals. We want to be able to pull up everything that we've talked to them about, everything that we've done with them, and say, well, had you done A, B, C, D, and E like we tried to schedule, you would be on track. Because what I don't want to happen is one of my agents quitting and saying, well, it didn't work for me. I want them to be honest and say, well, I didn't work.
Mm-hmm.
But if an agent doesn't know what they need to do, it's not enough to say, well, you could have just went in your back office. It's not enough to say, well, you could have just got on the calls. Okay, well, as a sponsor or as their upline, there are things that I could have done to ensure that they know what they needed to do. Because just like employees have managers, our goal is to manage our team. And not everybody's learning style is the same,
Mm-hmm.
So that's something that we need to take into account. We need to walk our agents through stuff until they say, I don't need you to do this with me. You just, I just need to follow it with you once a week, or so forth and so on. Most of the time, very rarely, I have an agent that's going to tell me, well, I don't need to talk to you tomorrow. Well, I don't need to talk to you anymore. So now, if you've had agents like that, that's understandable. But for the most part, I rarely have an agent that's gonna not want to know what the next step is, or not want to know what the next benchmark is, or not want to know when we're going to meet again. Does anybody have any questions, comments, or criticisms about that, or rebuttals? Because I'm open.
I really want to say that HubSpot is really a good tracking method, the way you set it up for agents, because I skipped some steps with my agent in going through that tracker. Just putting them in the tracking system, I skipped some spots. So yeah, that's a really good thing. And also, when you make a deal in HubSpot, how much do you put for your agent? The amount. What's the amount? Because I know how much you put for a protection plan, but what do you put for your agent?
Well, it depends. Did that agent have their customer acquisition bonus? Did they get the customer acquisition bonus? Where are you at with them? Is it just a situation of retaining them so they can stay on the protection plan membership? Because if it's a situation to where they haven't had their customer acquisition bonus, then by default you would be looking at $108 for that year, because it's $12. Will actually be more than that, because you get the $12 as soon as they sign up. So
did they get their customer acquisition bonus?
Right. So to be well,
Okay.
if they got a customer acquisition bonus, unless y'all the same title, you got a customer acquisition bonus too, correct?
Yeah, no, I got it. Yeah, I got a customer
Yeah.
acquisition.
So it's how much that you would have made from it, because you get $40 for them signing up. That's the
Right.
initial cab. Remember, you get the remaining cab when there's a customer acquisition bonus, and that's if you're an agent. It's different if your title is higher than that. So it just depends on where you're at in the compensation plan. It also depends on where they're at when you add them to the deal. Does that make sense?
Right. So it's anywhere wherever your title is, that's how much it is for you. But that's not the remainder of you, because whatever your title goes up, I mean your title will go up.
Well, you're not going to get retro customer acquisition bonus if your title goes up after you've already been paid out. So you just
Okay, so it's just for that. So it's just the customer acquisition once you sign them up as an agent, how much you will make from them.
right.
That.
Right, because because at the end of the day, I wanted you to be able to keep track of how much transactional income if you've made, and also how much residual income you've made.
Okay.
Because all of that'll be on your dashboard if you choose to have it. And what that does is that allows you to keep track of everything that's going on. Because if you can measure it, you can manage it. Does that make sense?
Right. It does make sense.
Okay.
I just had that question the other day, and I was like, I'll just ask you. But no, it's good. But that's the way you set it up is really good, because like the we expose not sell. Like one of my agents didn't see that video, and they were selling instead of exposing, and they were explaining.
Yeah,
But if
that's
they would have seen that video,
right.
if they would have seen that video versus we did go over the script. But if they would have seen that video, it would have been a little bit different.
Yeah, it's it's just one of those things where we have to, keep up with what's going on and what they've actually watched. And sometimes too, they'll tell you they watched something and they didn't watch it. So you got to ask them, what was it? What was the most, what was the aha moment that they received, or what was the moment that stuck out for them the most when they saw it? If they can't tell you, then they didn't watch it.
Okay.
So again, the Saturday training, it basically breaks down everything that needs to be covered from an agent's perspective, and it gives you a tracking mechanism to do so. It talks about your secure client portal, from the standpoint of the protection plan website. Talks about the progress report, process report. I mean, it's very in depth. So there's no reason why agents should know exactly what they should be doing, even if they're not going out and getting bringing in new customers or bringing in new agents. If they will at least finish submitting all of their information for their protection plan membership, they're more than likely will stay on for a year. Just from completing everything that they're supposed to complete in their protection plan membership. Most agents don't even complete their protection plan membership information and quit without even realizing or even utilizing all the services that they have access to.
Mm.
So I mean, this Saturday training is very thorough. And the reason why I'm sharing it with you guys, because I'm supposed to be doing the training, some of the training for the Super Saturday that we're doing on the 29th. So
Okay.
You're supposed to be doing it?
I was asked to do some of the training, yeah.
Okay.
Me and some of the other leaders, so.
Now, is this the Saturday training that's on the
29th.
in your back office? No, in your back office.
Oh, the Saturday training is in your back office, but I don't know if that's the newest one. But the link that I sent you, let me go ahead and see how that link now. Or should I say resend it? This is the one that Leonette sent me when I sent y'all the link to the recording, and it had the Saturday training in there as well.
I got it from the corporate number. Is that the same one?
Yeah, I think it is.
Okay.
Yeah, so then she disappeared, ain't it?
Mm.
So, does anybody have any questions based off of what I've covered or what we've discussed so far as your goals and ensuring that you achieve those goals and what to do once you don't achieve those goals?
You say what we do when we don't achieve those goals?
Yeah.
Beat ourselves up and punish us till the next week till we achieve those goals.
Excuse me. What was that, Carla?
I said, beat ourselves up until we achieve those goals. Not physically beat ourselves up, but just mentally beat ourselves up. Like, man, you should achieve your goals and punish yourself until the next week until you achieve your goals.
No.
I'm just saying, I know you have to think about what you did wrong and do your plan and things like that. Really, it's to really beat yourself up. Like, it's really like, it's like you didn't achieve it. So it's like, another week, another failure. How can I learn from this failure? I mean, I'm just keeping it real. How can you learn from this failure? What did I do wrong? What do I need to do better? What did I do right? Obviously, I didn't do the right thing because I would achieve the goal. So, yeah.
I can't remember the speaker, but the way he put it, he said sometimes you lose, sometimes you win, and sometimes you learn. So any adversity or challenge or shortcoming that comes about is a learning opportunity. So whenever you have an adversity, it's a great teacher.
So basically just learn from what you did wrong.
Well, yeah, and see if there's anything that you could do to prevent it from happening or minimizing the effects of should it happen again.
So even if I had all the faith, had zero doubt, and I still didn't hit it, should I wait on God or the universe, or what do you want me to do?
When you said should you wait on God and the universe, what do you mean?
I mean, because when we was like really getting into it, like talking about you taking action and how you should take action, you brought up having faith and following what God is telling you to do.
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of just leaves you staying still. I mean, you're listening. We all have our different beliefs in God and how we hear Him and what we do. But when you get down to the nitty gritty of, you working and you doing what you need to do, then you look at what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go, and you make those daily goals and you're taking action. And when it doesn't pan out for the way you wanted to pan out, then what?
Well, it's very rare that I've been in a situation where God has told me to do something and I did what He told me to do and it didn't come out the way He says it will come out. Now, there have been many times where He told me to do something and I only did half of it or a part of it, and I didn't get the result I was looking for. So
let's take God out of the picture.
How you do that?
I can't take. I can't.
How you do that?
Because
I don't know how
when I'm saying take God out of the picture, I'm meaning as far as this conversation, how you deal with God on your own terms, then that's how you deal with God, right?
Okay. I
But
understand what you're
just
saying.
yeah, but for this conversation, just doing what you need to do and going, because let's be honest, we all listening to God, we're all trying to do exactly what God says do. And if we really was doing that to a T, and we're saying that we want to be on the R&R club and doing all this in FES, then you should be there. So since you're not, somewhere you're dropping the ball.
Not necessarily.
Why not?
Well, let me answer that question. Well, I've never proclaimed that I was always doing what he told me to do, which is the reason why it took me so long to get the sales right.
Exactly.
So what I'm saying is, when I do listen, I get to where I'm supposed to be.
And I agree. I
And-
agree with that. When you truly do listen,
Right.
you will get to where you need to go.
Then when I don't,
But obviously, we're not all really listening. Or maybe it's just not in his plan for you to be there yet. Maybe there's some things in life you need to learn that's taking you along that journey, and you're doing those things. So maybe his thing is for right now for Thomas to say, okay, guys, you got these goals. It's not panning out the exact way you want them to, and you're searching to figure out what those things are. So you said for me to break it down to my daily goals of what I need to hit, right?
what you need to do, what you need to do,
What I
actually.
needed to do. So that's my focus. Like, that's not God telling me to do that. That's me coming up with a goal I want to hit and me trying to figure out a way to get there.
Well, when it comes to your goals, if it requires a certain action, and mathematically speaking, there's already a formula that's laid in place. So
Right.
all you have to do is do those things. The challenge, and this is what I find with most people, and myself included, we are not consistent enough with doing those goals, which is why we don't reach those goals.
Right.
So at the end of the day, now it's just a matter of, okay, so why did I not reach my goals?
Mm-hmm.
What kept me from reaching my goals? And what can I do to remove, eradicate, or eliminate the obstacle that kept me from reaching my goals? Because at the end of the day, that's generally what it is. It's either ourselves that kept us from reaching our goals,
Mm-hmm.
family member that kept us from reaching our goals, or some outside force beyond our control that kept us from reaching our goals. And once you figured out what it was, and you figured out how you can eliminate or eradicate it, then you go back to the drawing board and do the work and be consistent and persistent. That makes sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because it's very rare, and I don't think I've ever come across someone that said they did everything that was laid out in their plan, and they didn't reach the goal that they said they was going to reach. Most people that don't reach their goals don't reach their goals because they're not persistent. And then there's a reason why they're not persistent. That's Angela.
Is that Miss Angela?
Yeah.
What you say? Y'all talking about me?
Yeah. All that noise you got in the background.
Oh, I apologize. Can you mute me? I'm just listening. I'm driving.
Can you mute your phone?
I'm driving and watching TV.
Oh, really?
Lord.
Oh, Lord. Why don't you?
Why did you just call in?
Hold on. Let me
I
pause.
am calling.
Hold on for a second.
Just mute me. Listen right now, because I got my window down because I ain't got no air.
I'm going to mute you. Hold on.
Thank you.
All right. And then now let me go back.
So, Thomas, let me ask you a question.
Sure.
All right, so when you sit down with your new agent and you going over a game plan with them,
Mm-hmm.
how do you how do you guys come up with like what type of game plan do you have? Like I guess some type of guideline that you use for everybody, or do you do it individually? How do you come up with a game plan? Are you asking? I know you're asking them what they want. So once they give you, where they're trying to go, what is usually your format of helping them get started? Like, do you have like a certain thing? Like, do you recommend certain things with them?
Well, yeah. First of all, the thing that I emphasize the most is be realistic, because what happens is our agents they have this fantasy, or they have a tendency to put down the time that they would like to commit to FES on a weekly basis, but it's not actually the time that they can or are willing to commit. So that's the first thing, because without them having a realistic time frame, then nothing else is going to matter. So if their time frame is like 5 to 7 hours, then my goal is to have them watch the videos and send out, we make a couple of phone calls after we practice, and then we try to get something moving. I don't, for lack of a better term, I don't what's what I'm trying to say? I don't give them too many things to do with the limited amount of time that they have, if that makes sense. Because if you only got 5 hours a week that you're going to commit to FES, there's not so much that you can do. So the first thing I get them to do is I get them to commit to a specific time frame that they can actually be willing to commit to on a daily basis, whether it's an hour a day, whether it's an hour every other day, or whatever it is, or they may have 3 hours on a weekend. So that is the most important part, because if we base everything based off of the time that they say that they can commit to, and they got 20 hours, of course there's going to be a litany of things that we can assign them to. A certain amount of phone calls that they can make, a certain amount of people they need to reach out to, a certain amount of text messages. So everything is based off of their time commitment. If that time commitment is limited, then the second thing I do is I go, okay, then you realize with this amount of time, you're not going to be able to hit the goal that you want to hit on a weekly basis or a monthly basis. Because if we don't set that expectation, they're not going to, they're going to quit. So if a person says they want to make $3,000 to $4,000 a month, but they only got an hour to an hour a day to commit for 7 hours, they're not going to generate $3,000 to $4,000 in 7 hours.
Right.
So I let them know that there's no way that we can set a game plan for the hour, so that's for the time commitment. So they either need to readjust their time commitment, or they need to readjust what they're willing, how much income they want to make. And what normally happens is they ask me, well, how much income can I generate with the amount of time that I have allotted? And I tell them something realistic. I'm like, well, maybe $200 a week. You get one to two protection plan memberships a week, then that'll get you $200 a week. But in order for you to do that, you need to make this many calls within that certain amount of time frame that you have, where you need to expose this many videos. Because if not, then you're not going to do it. So it's all based off of how many hours they have available. Because I think one of the biggest problems is we take the agent's time frame at face value. And if they're a summer, they have already exaggerated the time they could commit by at least 75%.
Right.
Amen. Yes, they have. Because they think you do everything within that little time frame. I can do that. Yeah, you want to do that? Yeah, I can do that.
And the best example is when I sat down and went over this with Carla. Carla said, remember this, Carla?
Really, Carla?
We went over her calendar. I said, well, if this is what you're trying to do, this is what you need to do. She's like, oh, wait a minute, I can't do all that. I said, so we need to make some adjustments.
Hey,
And then once they see that, they're more willing and more apt to not be so, to not have their expectations be so high. So you gotta get them pinpointed down to a time, and even so much so as to ask them what their daily routine is and how many hours they have available. Because again, and you probably are aware of this already, but most people don't have a calendar that they go by. So they don't know how much time they spend doing anything. They just deal with stuff as it comes up. If you're dealing with stuff as it comes up, then you're not controlling your time. Time is controlling you. And if time is controlling you, then you can't dictate how much time you have available on any given day. So again, it's about letting them understand that we have to get them on a schedule. And that takes time. And that takes patience. So it may be a good 2 to 3 weeks in some instances before we can even get them on a steady schedule because they're not used to having a calendar. So if a person is not used to having a calendar, trying to get them to try to set expectations of how much time they can commit, that's unrealistic because they're just used to allowing time to dictate to them what's going to happen. So it requires more patience than what we let on. When I say we, I mean the leadership. Does that answer your question?
Yep, I got it.
Okay. So it's going to be dependent upon what time they can realistically put together. And then you have to let them know because, you ask somebody how much money they want to make before you tell them a time commitment. They're gonna give you something like $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $10,000. And then you say, well, how much time can you realistically commit to it? And by the time it's all said and done, they can only commit about 7 to 10 hours. That's why I found that the average agent that has a full-time job can commit to this. Now, the good thing is as they grow in the business, they start to find more time. But realistically, they can only commit 7 to 10 hours until they get committed to a calendar.
Okay.
So then you work on that because there's going to be some being involved. They need to plug into a meeting, which is going to be about 2 hours after break. So if they can commit 7 to 10 hours, that's 2 hours after break. They already going to have committed to just being involved. And then the conference calls, depending on what's called, you're going to have them plug into the new agent call, and then you're going to have them plug into the product call. That's another hour and a half right there. So now you reduce from anywhere from to 7 to 5 hours on everything else. So realistically speaking, that a brand new agent that has a full-time job that's not used to what we do is only going to have about 3 to 4 hours a week to do the activity of building his business, meaning making phone calls and following up. So on average, once they get over the fear and get past the fact that they like to talk for about a good 10 to 15 minutes per person, they're only going to be making in an hour, they're only going to be making about 8 or 9 calls. Now, an agent that's been in this business for a while, and if they're good with, tracking while they're talking, they can make 20 calls an hour. So you see there's a big difference between being a seasoned agent that can make 20 calls an hour versus being a brand new agent that's only going to make 8 calls an hour. So you multiply that times what? 3 or 4. That's either 15 or 24 calls that they're going to be able to make for that week. So if you understand it and they understand it, then you realize that what's going to happen? 24 calls. So they'll be lucky to get 1 or 2 agents, which is going to put them at around the $200 mark, which is basically what I said.
$200 a mark a week, or?
I mean, $200 a week. Yeah, if they're making those calls. You got to realize new agents, see, the advantage that new agents have that we don't have because we've been in this game for a while, if we can get them to access their list as quickly as possible, they'll have a greater rate of success because these people know them. And if they edify like they're supposed to and like we train them to, then they'll have a higher closing rate. Then we as an upline will have a higher closing rate. If we don't teach them how to edify, the closing rate is going to be horrible.
that's the thing. I didn't think taught my agent how to edify, but they also need to go to training too as well. That's what I realized. Like, because ain't nobody got time to train. Like, everything I'm saying, you can go to training just like I learned.
Well, edification is something that we need to teach them when we're going over the game plan, because we should be teaching them. We should be practicing with them, and we should be teaching them how to edify, because they're going to be doing three-way calls with us, right?
Yeah.
So what I had to do, and what Angela was so smart at having me do, she was like, "Do me a favor, send me what I need to say to edify you." So I did.
Yeah, we had that in the Genie too. You put in there what you want your agents to say and how to edify you.
Right.
I always
I
found
didn't
that
get
it
that.
was, huh?
I said I didn't get that, but go ahead.
Yeah, it was in there. It's like underneath your profile.
Oh yeah. I never scheduled. Yeah, I did schedule. I think a couple of times with Thomas.
I always found it kind of weird, especially with people I didn't know, telling them how to edify me and why it's important. I just would find it weird,
Okay, well, how about
like
this?
glorifying yourself.
Okay, well, how about this? Why don't you ask someone in the business how they would edify you?
I kind of like the way Angela did it with her granddaughter. She came to you and was like, and got you to do it. That made it easier instead of you telling a stranger, I need you to say these things about me, So I always found that, a little weird, but I pushed through it, but it just felt weird.
And that's fine if someone's willing to do it for you. All you gotta do is record it and then write it down, and then just send it.
That makes sense.
So, but there are so many little things that we need to do when we're dealing with new agents that and I'm guilty of it just like everybody else. We let stuff fall through the cracks because we make assumptions, or we're so busy trying to get them off to the fast track. Well, sometimes you got to slow down to speed up.
Well, I have like a lot of times people who are already, entrepreneurs, most of them like real estate agents or managers, and they hard-headed just like you were in the beginning. So trying to tell them, what to do and how to do things, sometimes they just be like, okay, Felicia, but still do it themselves. They don't want to do three-way calls at all because of their egos. And of course, they don't want to go to training, so they usually don't last too long.
Well, with real estate agents and professionals, what I found to be the best way is I tell them, I was like, look, if you want to get paid the way I get paid, I'm not signing you up unless you go to training.
Mm-hmm.
So that nullifies that. If you want me to pay you for sales, then I will pay you for sales. But I'm not going to bring you on as an agent if you're not going to training, if you're not going to follow the training, because now you're hurting my business. And not only you're hurting my business, you're also hurting your business. So if you want to do it your way, then I'll pay you for the sale, and you can do with the money what you will, but you won't be hurting my business. If you want to come on as an agent, then you need to follow the system. And I tell them it would be no different than me coming on under your brokerage or coming on under you trying to do it my way. You already know what works because you have a system that works. Same way with us. We have a system that works. And if you're not willing to follow that system, then yeah.
You know what else I found? Leonette did it with you. Like, she took you to somebody else and had them talk to you. And I've done that. Like, I've had one agent, I had speak first to Greg Ammerman and then to Derek. And they both, got her to sign up, especially Derek, because they both was real estate agents.
Right.
But see, where the ball got dropped was because Derek is so busy. And because, me and her known each other so long, she looked at it like, I would rather Dirk talk to me. And I see him more on a higher level, so I will listen to what he's saying. But, I think in her mind, she felt like me and her was on the same level. And I was new at the time as well. So we were on the same level as far as FES. So other people on my team really couldn't talk to her, and the people who could talk to her were always too busy. And
Okay.
even though she went to training, she signed up for the season pass holder. But when things start coming down the pipeline, like her doing three-way calls, um, or like her doing three-way calls and things of that nature, it wouldn't happen because I no longer had Derek to talk to her.
Okay, so if I had the opportunity to meet her, then I owe you an apology for not doing a good enough job of edifying you, because that's where when they come to training, this is the opportunity for people like myself, Angela, Carla, everybody that knows you. This is the time for us to edify you to them, and let them know that if they follow with what you're saying, they're going to get to where they need to go, even though that you're only at whatever level. And
Hey, good people. I'm sorry, Thomas, to interrupt. I have to go, so I will talk to you later.
okay,
Hi,
It's good to
Paula.
talk to y'all. All right, see y'all later.
Look, Angela trying to talk, but her phone is muted.
okay, hold on. Where's she at? Okay, go ahead, Miss Angela.
Okay, so bye, Caller left.
Yes,
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, but remember when Aaron, tell her about what you had to do with Aaron and me about the edification piece.
Yeah, I was gonna do that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
But Thomas, don't forget, remember Benzel, you work with Benzel. And after that, Benzel did not want to talk to me. He only wanted to talk to Thomas.
Again, I owe you an apology for not edifying you like I should have edified you. And like I said, that's why I apologize, because at the end of the day, I should have edified you, or I should have done a better job of edifying you, which is what I had to do with Angela, because she has an agent that only wanted to talk to me. And what I explained to him, I was like, well, I understand that you don't want Angela to do your calls. He was like, well, I would prefer for you to do them. I was like, well, why is that? And he was like, well, because, you seem like said the third. I was like, do you realize that Angela was my fastest agent, the sales director, and that she helped two other people get the sales director? I said, you want to get the sales director quickly, don't you? He was like, yeah. I said, well, if that's the case, then you'd be better off having her do your calls. I was like, because at the end of the day, she doesn't have a problem with helping people get promoted. I said, if the promotion is what you're after, it doesn't matter who talks to your people. I was like, but you got to realize, I have people that I have to talk to just like she has people that she has to talk to. And I said, you're fortunate because she sponsored you.
Mm-hmm.
And you have direct contact to her. I was like, don't get stuff twisted. I was like, she know what she doing.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, so if I were you, I would let her do your conference, do your three-way calls. I said, and if you edify her properly, then you're gonna have a high closing rate, just like I did with my sponsor when I edified my sponsor.
Yeah, definitely need to work on teaching people how to edify, and I also have to work on it myself. So,
I mean, we all do. We all are working progress in it. But yeah, if you're ever having a situation to where your agents and and in many cases, there's people that are professionals, and in some cases, because you're a woman, there may be some males. Then yes, reach out to us and let us edify you, so they'll know that you're just as capable, if not more capable than us.
okay.
Okay.
Got it.
And another thing I learned is if you get really good at asking questions,
Mm-hmm.
then it makes it easier for them to realize that they don't know what they're talking about. So say, like, for instance, when you got somebody that's hard-headed, like that's a Winter, and they go, well, I already know how to do this business, so I don't need you to tell me. So I'd be like, oh, okay, so let's practice right now. Ring, 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 ring. But what are you doing? What are you doing? Well, if you know how to do this business, maybe I can learn something from you. So tell me what you would say to them. And then you be difficult.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll know, and then you be like, okay, so what did you learn? you know, and then they'll be forced to realize that they don't know what they don't know what they, you know, what they think they know. You'd be like, well, according to training, you should have said this, and according to training, you should say that. If you use training as the teaching tool, opposed to say, well, you should have said, and go, well, according to training, this is what we're taught to say. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And what they'll be forced to realize is that not only do they not know, but you know, and that you just taught them indirectly. So yeah, whenever someone says they know how to do something, you test them on it. Be like, oh, okay, well, let's practice. And then if they're obstinate or they don't want to do it, say I'm saying let's practice because you might be able to teach me something. I mean, you do think you can teach me something, don't you?
Right. Well, I guess I got some good information, especially on breaking down my numbers. Like, you really gotta break it all the way down. So now I have to come up with a game plan on how I'm going to get 20 new leads a day and listen to God and see which direction he takes me into.
Yeah, because it can happen, and I don't think it's going to take you that long for you to hear how to get those 20 leads a day. Stay optimistic.
Mm-hmm.
I don't hear you say can't, don't, and yeah, but a lot. So you seem to be pretty optimistic when it comes to stuff like that. So it should not be a problem for you to find out how to get those 20 leads per day.
Right.
Okay.
Cool.
So Miss Angela, you got anything you want to share or say?
Yeah, I did, but I left my note in the house because everything talked about it. I passed the preaching about today, right? And he was talking about what you put out there is what you get, and but you gotta have faith and you gotta believe, right? That it's gonna be due to you when you plant the seed, but you have to expect the harvest. You can't. He said, but if you plant a seed and don't expect nothing in the outcome, then you don't get nothing in the heart, right? He said, but a lot of people plant seeds and don't expect anything. He said, you got to go into it with the expectancy that you're going to receive what you're asking for, right? So I was like, wow, this is so amazing because this is everything that we be talking about, right? Because my pastor is a prophet, right? And he's so prophetic, man. And he just be prophesying on us and our future and what God telling him. And it's just so amazing, and everything is just falling into what the line of God is saying. Even with the business, even with telling yourself stuff, reading your affirmations. He touched on that too. He said you gotta constantly tell yourself. And then he said you gotta believe it and you gotta leave it there, and you can't keep going back and be so anxious saying, where is it? I thought you said you was gonna do this. Why I don't see it? You know what I'm saying? And so he said, but you gotta leave it there and you gotta believe because it's gonna grow. You know what I'm saying? And you're gonna get it. But you can't be so anxious with it because he working in the background. You just don't hear work. So I was like, oh, so when I looked at that, because she went to church,
Miss Angela, you breaking up. We can't hear you.
Oh, I said, that's everything your pastor said. I know.
Yeah, you still breaking up.
I'm breaking up.
Okay, I can hear you now.
Okay.
We heard that.
Yeah. No, but I said when I plugged into the call, about everything he was talking about, I was like, oh my God, this is so amazing, right? So, but it's learning how to do stuff that you wasn't used to doing, because I was telling Antoinette on a relationship with my mom, because I always didn't have a relationship with my mother. My mother we were like on the outs a lot, right? And so I remember when I got clean, I asked God for a relationship with my mom, right? I said, I want to, my mother getting older, before my mother passed away, I want her to be my best friend. And that was in 2004, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so when my mother passed away, we was best friends, right? And I
Amazing.
looked from when I heard that and how the step took for us and she passed away.
We lost you. We lost you. I don't know where you driving, but it's you a break. You froze and you broke up.
I'm almost by my house, right? But I'm just thinking about what God will do stuff, and I planted this seed a long time ago, you know. And so God watered it. I watered it. I didn't keep saying this and that, you know. And God gave me a car. This car right here. When God gave me this car, me and my mother became thick. He was calling me every day. Then we started talking more. Then we started praying together. And I was like, oh my God, God gave me my mother hanging out, right? Because we never did all that. And so when she passed, nobody but me. You know, she kept saying, where ain't it? If I went to the bathroom, she's like, where my, you know, where ain't it? Where ain't it? And I was like, I just think about all of that and even planting the seed with FES. Because Thomas, you remember I wasn't nowhere. I was like frustrated, didn't have no faith, didn't know my script, didn't know how to talk to people or nothing. I would never be.
You need to hurry up and get in the house so we can hear you.
We catching bits and pieces.
Yeah.
Right.
It's all right.
At my door.
I heard she was at her door.
Yeah. Sound like a big old broke up robot. Is that Miss Josephine out here?
Yeah, that's me.
How you doing?
I'm okay.
On a call.
Okay. Just okay. Okay, what we gotta do to get you better than just to be doing better than just okay? What we gotta do?
Well, I don't even want to start today, but I would do much better tomorrow.
Okay.
She said, "I'll wait."
All right. So I tell you what. I'll put the prayer out there that you'll have a better tomorrow. How about that?
That'll be great.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Here she comes.
I'm liking what I hear so far. I'm understanding a little bit more. And I have seen some times where maybe three-way calling could probably have helped me too. So what I was going to do is right, because like I said, I really wanted to start out tomorrow and make more calls and do some more follow-ups for some people that I talked to and sent a link out to.
Right. Yeah, that edification piece is very powerful, and I'm sure I'll probably be asked to do the training on the edification process.
Okay.
Come the 29th because from what I understand, I'm pretty good at that. But what happened is that when my sponsor, Leonette, when she brought me on, she told me, do conference calls, do three-way calls. So what I did was I made sure that when the people that I put her on the phone with, they knew that she deserved a lot of respect and they gave it to her. So because they had so much respect and high regard for her, when her closing rate with my people was like 98%. So everybody she talked to signed up. And that was because of, the edification that I gave her. and it just made everything a lot easier.
Okay.
So
Well, I have somebody that you probably be talking to, but I have to wait till he come back from this meeting. I did initiate the product, and he's a business owner. So, and it will be like a two-part thing, because I was thinking about the merchant piece and some of the financial piece, because we do taxes. That he said that would be something that he would be interested in, some of those programs that the FES offers. So so I was able to get the video to him, and he said that he would talk with me once he get back from they're going to a meeting to find out what programs they can actually offer, because he's in the franchise for tax.
okay.
So when he comes back and I talk to him, I will probably want to be on a three-way with you when I talk to him.
And his background is in taxes.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, I will. I'll be able to do that call, and that's only because our background is in taxes. Because we probably would be speaking the same language and things of that nature. But for the most part, Miss Angela would be the person that you would go to for your three-way calls.
Oh.
And the reason why
she told me I should talk to you about merchant.
Yeah, she's correct about that. You can talk, Angela. I can hear you.
Oh, you are a tax person.
Because it's about finance, and it's a lot of the programs is helpful to some of our clients.
Right.
So for us, it's going to be a win-win, even if he initiated just between his employees.
Exactly.
He know that he needs some of these products, but he don't want the expense to be, too much for his customers.
Right. I understand.
Yeah. So that's why I said that maybe because I can't initially talk about any expenses or anything other than what I know.
Of course, most definitely. So and that's another reason why going to training is so important and so crucial, because what happens is you get to meet people from different and various backgrounds, and then you leverage their backgrounds to talk to people that you meet that have those similar backgrounds, and then they can talk to your people for you. So that's another reason why going to training is important, because you'll be able to leverage those talents of other individuals to match the talents of the people that you're talking to.
Right.
So those times when when we have a bathroom breaks and things like that nature, it's a good time to get up and just introduce yourself to people and find out what it was that got them involved in FES and what their career path is. Because it's easier, as it's easier for a tax person to talk to another tax person, a lawyer to talk to another lawyer, a teacher to talk to a teacher, because their trepidation is, well, that works for you, but it's going to be different in my arena. So if you can have someone that can talk to them and speak their language because they do the same thing, that makes it an easier transition. And then and in turn, that person can edify you, which makes it easier for them to now listen to you. So.
Yeah, because if I can't get a hold of Thomas, I'll talk to Derek Smith, because he's a realtor, right?
Okay.
And he'll do three ways. One thing about him, he'll be glad to do a three-way for you, especially if it's another realtor, right?
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so, and I meet a lot of different people, like Jonelle, she a realtor. Brian Hall was a realtor. So it's like quite a few realtors there that you can talk to if you can't reach Thomas, right? You just gotta introduce yourself to people.
So what makes sure you talk to a lot of people there. So it's gonna be fantastic. I'm looking forward to seeing you there. So it's gonna be cool. Felicia, you got anything that you want to add in reference to that?
Nope, not really. I'm sorry, Angela, you was breaking up. I missed your story.
We'll talk.
The end of it, but yeah, you will talk.
We'll talk. hmm Just know that God worked it out, and me and my mother was best friends when she passed away October last year.
Okay.
Oh,
Amen.
So yeah, he answered prayers. And so if I can apply what I did with that towards my business, and that's what I've been doing, I already know the outcome, because I
Mhm.
already expect it. I know it's coming. I set a date for it. And I remember one time when Jill did the training and she was asking everybody their goals and stuff. And
Mhm.
first thing she said was put a date on it. Put
Mhm.
frame when you want this to come. She said, sometimes it happened that, sometimes it might happen right after that. Sometimes
right,
it might happen a year from that, but on that same day. You know what I'm saying?
right,
So it's gonna happen because you done put the time on it, you done asked, you done planted the seed, and now you expecting it. So
Right.
it's gonna come true. So it is what it is, girl. I'm excited. I'm excited.
Me too.
hmm I'm excited because my little team is growing. I was like, oh, I was crying last year. I was like,
Mhm. Them growing pains hurt, right?
but that's okay because that's why I know that if you ask, you gonna get it.
Mhm.
It's coming. It's coming. So. Now, girl, one of my affirmations is I travel in the winner circle because I'm a winner.
That's right.
wow. That's right.
I know that's right.
Girl.
I know that's right.
hmm
That's what Thomas told me, and I had to like really meditate on it. He said, if you know it's going to happen, and you already know, well, he said, if you already know it's going to happen, then what's the rush?
hmm
And I had to meditate on it, and I think it just hit me out of the blue one day, like, because I was just happy, and a lot of times I'll just get happy, and it's really no reason. I'm just happy with inside, and it hit me as like, I know that at the end, this business is going to bring me all the things that I prayed that it would bring me.
hmm
And when it hit me, and I remembered what he said, I said, you know what? Maybe I should stop being so hard on myself. You
hmm
know, slow down a little bit and be thankful.
Yeah. I was
Right.
telling Antoinette, I said, when we don't achieve something, we are our worst critic. We are so hard on ourselves. We are so hard on ourselves more than other people are hard on us, right? Because we're striving to be for perfection or whatever it is, right? And I said, and I have to let myself off the hook. And first, and then something my pastor says that forgive yourself. If you forgive yourself, and then he said, because you can't forgive others and help nobody else until first you work on you first. So you gotta get yourself together, and then everything else will fall in place and come. So you
Hmm.
yourself whatever it is that you're going through that you worked so hard at and you missed your goal, but let yourself off the hook because you was further in missing your goal, you was still a little further than
Hmm.
you was when you didn't even have a goal.
Right.
So
It's so true.
and I just started looking at stuff different and started thinking different. Right. But Thomas had to drill a lot of that stuff in me too, along with my past, because I was like, I can't do this. I can't do this. I don't. He was like, Angela, you gotta say something positive. And I already knew this, but if you so used to being a certain way and being around people that they ain't going nowhere and don't want nothing,
Right.
pick up a lot of their stuff too,
Hmm.
and so you just gotta flip it. So now what I do is if I say something that I know was negative, I immediately say, oh, I didn't mean that. Let me say that I'm going to do this, this, and this, and this, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and I had shared that with Monica. I said, girl, I got to catch myself. Because one of my affirmations, because Thomas said I got 100 of them. One of my affirmations, I will not accept negative comments or feedback from anyone or myself. So I say that 3 times a day.
Okay.
Okay, only positive stuff. So, girl, all the stuff I think I do wrong, I put it in an affirmation, girl. That's why I got so many. So.
Good.
Girl,
Oh wow. I was gonna ask you why you had affirmation. You just told me.
That is because affirmation, whatever it is you want, it brings it to pass. I mean, it brings it. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna get it.
Uh-huh.
So if you say this every day, and this is what I learned from training and what Greg Ammerman was used to teaching. If you say, when I went to Millionaire Mentality, man, he was like, if you say this affirmation for 21 days, and this is what he was doing, and if you miss a day, you gotta start all over. So I'm telling you, when I first did it, man, I was like, the very first time, I was on day 19 and missed the day and had to start all over for 21 days. I was mad at myself, but I did it though, right? But and everything I started saying, Thomas, don't you remember when I first started doing affirmations? I said, Thomas, it's working, right? I was like, girl, I was just amazing, exciting, right?
So what was the affirmation he said?
I got 5,000 agents on my team, and I make $25,000 a month. What else I used to say? Man, girl, I had so many of them back then. I still got that stack too. I used to talk about my agents. I talked about being a sales director. All of these was in my affirmations, right? That I was going to be a sales director with FES. You know, that I was going to have zero doubt about FES because, girl, girl, that took a minute, right? The zero doubt thing, right? So, I had doubt like crazy. Girl, I was a mess. So I had to say I had zero doubt about FES. There's no business out here like FES. Ain't nobody gonna pay me like FES. All the positive stuff. You know, I get 5 agents a week. I'm still saying this. 5 agents a day is my goal, and 5 protection plans a day. So I wait till that one come. Okay, when that one come,
how many calls she gotta make a day to make that happen?
That'd be jumping for joy. And that's what I do, my calls. I will. One of my affirmations say I make 20 calls an hour.
Oh wow. Awesome.
Okay. I can't wait for that one to happen.
Angela, I'm gonna share with you. I have this app, and I saw that you have an Android as well. It's called My Affirmations. You could put your own affirmations in there, and then you can actually record it. And what it does is sends a reminder on your phone, depending on how many times you want it to come throughout the day.
Okay.
So it pops up on my phone, and then I just hit play, and I see my words while my voice is saying it, and I say it with it.
Oh, that's hot. I need that because right now I just have a recording. I mean, alarm to tell to say my affirmations. Oh yeah.
It reminds you, and I have it set for a lot, so it usually pops up on my phone like every hour, every 2 hours, and it's just a constant reminder, and I just read it with my own voice, and I can hear the happiness in my voice, so it kind of makes me a little excited. It's really good. I like it so far.
Girl, yeah. Girl, yes. Okay, send me that. You have my number?
I don't.
Okay, 571.
Hold on 1 second.
Girl, I'm excited to get that one.
Okay, 571
201 7605.
Okay, I'm gonna save you real quick. I'm gonna text you my info, and then I'll send it to you.
Okay. Oh, Miss Josephine, I forgot to say hi. Welcome to the
Yeah. Hi, everybody doing?
Okay. Caller's still on the call. What's up?
Thomas. Yeah, he muted us.
Mm. Oh, let me put my phone on so I could get a day. Oh, it's
I didn't mute y'all. I muted myself because y'all was talking.
you muted yourself.
Yeah, I always mute myself when I'm listening.
Oh.
See, I don't hear any background noise.
Mm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, think about it. Anything that I hear in this room, y'all gonna hear. So I figure while y'all talking, I removed the background noise by putting myself on mute. That way, if something drops or what have you, y'all won't hear it.
Okay.
Okay.
You're gonna learn that as your team grows and you start to do conference calls, people don't know that automatically. So that's something you're gonna have to teach them.
Okay. It's to mute.
Yeah, it's proper etiquette is when you're not talking, is to mute. That way, somebody could come in the door and there'd be a bunch of background noise. You don't want to disrupt the speaker or interrupt the speaker.
Felicia, send me a picture.
A picture.
Okay, I will.
Face when they phone ring. Josephine need to send me one too.
Yeah, because if not, she'll take a picture and you ain't gonna like the one she taking you.
All right. For real. You real.
Oh, I had a problem with uploading my picture on the from the phone.
You did?
I did.
So what happened? Well, did it not?
It said that I couldn't use the phone to upload the picture.
Okay, so you need to upload it from a computer. Well,
Right, which I have to kind of like try to figure out how to transfer it from my phone to the computer because it didn't work the way it was supposed to work.
could you email it? Could you email it to your email address or someone's email address and then have them download it and then do it from their computer?
So if I emailed it to myself so I can put it off of my email. So how would I put it on the website? From email, would I have to put it onto the computer on make it a Word document and then upload it?
You would probably have to download it to your hard drive on your computer into a JPEG file or format.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I know how to do that.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I could do that. I'll try again.
So does anybody have anything else they would like to share or got any questions in reference to what we talked about tonight? Okay, so I'm gonna put a warning out there that already because Angela was on the phone when I originally said this. It's gonna be a little bit more difficult to get a hold of me this week. So calling you're probably not gonna be able to reach me if you call me. So text me, and I'll be able to reach out to you later on in the evening because I got a lot of phone calls I got to make up. So
I'm crying already.
why you crying already?
You know I'm spoiled.
You really? You will be okay. You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
Mm-hmm.
You'll be fine. I promise you'll be fine. You did good. You did good this week.
I know, because I tried not to. I said, I ain't going to bomb him. I said that. Oh, I ain't going to call him. Dang, I need to call Thomas. Right.
Also, too, because I know that sometimes you prefer to speak to me opposed to send me a text message. I think your phone will allow you, because I know the iPhones have this availability. You can actually send a voice text, meaning you could actually send a recording through the text message. That way, yeah. So that'll probably help you out too.
Okay. Okay, I'll try that. I ain't gonna cry then.
Really?
Be a big girl. Yes.
We'll still be able. We'll still talk after 9. So it's not like you're not gonna be able to talk to me. It's just doing hours where because I have a lot of businesses I got to follow up with, and I have a lot of clients I have to follow up with. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
When is your meeting? You said it was on Tuesday, but which Tuesday? And are you doing your presentation?
The presentation is going to be done August the 3rd.
Oh, okay, so we got time. Okay, cool.
Yeah, so it's August the 3rd.
And as far as the hub, you want me to download my contacts and just work around that?
Yeah, upload your contacts into the HubSpot,
Mm-hmm.
and then you can do it from your phone as well as through your computer.
Oh,
Okay.
And what we can do is I can start walking you through some of the deals and how to set stuff up.
Okay.
Because I need to start a training program on it as well.
Well, I already logged into it, made my password, so I'll upload my contacts, which will only take a couple of seconds, I'm sure.
I want to see. So I go to deals to see.
You creating another deal for Mr. Green, Angela?
No, I was just looking.
Oh.
I wanted
What you want to do?
to.
Why do you got so many windows open? It's a wonder your computer is running. Oh my gosh.
I don't know how to close nothing.
You click the X.
How did she do that? How did she share her computer?
If right on the bottom on the black area you have invite manage. Well, you got screen share and then there's chat.
I guess that's just on your computer.
Yeah, are you on your phone?
Yeah.
Okay, that's probably why you don't have it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, if you're on a computer, you can share your screen.
I thought she was in here.
Who?
Joseph. Oh, I'm spelling her name wrong. Josephine, right? Josephine,
Say again.
how you spell your name?
Josephine.
That's what I thought. Why she not in?
But that's not my email address.
No, that's not your name either. I don't
Why it's not?
see no match.
It's Josephine, right?
I was trying to find you.
Hey. Say again.
I was trying to find you.
Just look up.
Josephine.
Okay, so instead of looking up Josephine Dukes, just look up Dukes, and then her name should come up. Then however you spell her name should come up.
Okay. Dukes ain't it. See?
Dukes.
That's not good. Let me see. All contact. Maybe. Okay, but even though that's Lamar's, would it come up?
It's not okay. So okay. Wouldn't
Still ain't come up.
wouldn't if it's under his contacts? Wouldn't it be under Mama? Oh, Mom.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, what's going on?
Like that.
She's trying to find your name.
Mom.
Mm-hmm.
There you go, right?
It's probably mom. Yeah.
It say number one. You number one, right? No. Wait a minute. That's not you. Let me see. Let's see from the phone number. Oh, yeah. That's your phone number, 630-9951?
Yeah.
Thank you, Tom. Okay, so to start helping logging her in, I'm supposed to go to what? Create a deal?
Yep, create a deal.
Okay, so I would go to create a deal. Oh, I can't even get over it. Let me move this. Okay, create a deal. And
Put her name in there, Josephine Dukes.
oh, it's mom.
Okay, mom.
Can I put Josephine? Or I gotta put what's in the system?
You can put whatever you want to put in there. Put Josephine.
And how am I going to assess it?
This is for to help her keep track of everything that we're teaching you and to make sure that you're on track as far as being an agent is concerned. So we'll walk you through this so you'll be able to see it. And right by her name, and put in hyphen agent.
Okay. Okay.
If a pipeline, hit the scroll down there. Scroll
phase
down.
one, from candidate to phase one.
Agent process, yes.
Process. Okay. And his amount was what?
100.
What's the amount? 100. And then 12 months, right?
Just put was there a sale place up on her?
You said you was gonna do it, you ain't do it.
That's because you didn't remind me. We can still do it though.
Okay. All right. Okay, so
we can fix that after that's done. So go ahead and put create.
Create. All right. Okay. So
Yeah.
next.
Scroll down. So now, not too fast. Go back up.
Oh my God.
Up some more. So protection plan process. So those are the things we got to cover first. Protection plan process. So click on that. Not that one.
We went over that.
Okay. You went over the protection plan process?
We went over that. Oh, let me see what's over top of it. Okay, yeah, we went over the process of the protection plan.
Okay, so next thing you should be looking for is a new agent checklist, which is right below conference calls.
Okay, we started going over that. Okay, so protection plan 1, 2, 3. What's that?
Come out of that.
Okay. Oh.
So scroll down past road to sales. Yeah, new agent checklist. Click on that.
Okay. So she has watched, you got the option. Oh, you got to do that over because hers, we did it so I could check it, but it didn't go through. Something happened. She got to do it again. We're going to do it again. What to do when you knew. She watched that. She did her personal commitment. She didn't schedule her first training yet. She made you made your first 5 calls and sent out your first 5 texts, right?
Yeah.
Okay. That's scheduled first training. Okay. She said she's setting up her protection plan, so it's not finished yet. Oh, she's setting it, but it says scheduled to when she finished it.
Right.
Okay. So you didn't order your business cards yet, right?
No.
Okay, and we didn't do the financial literacy challenge yet. Did you fill that out? Did Lamar give you that?
I'm not sure what that is.
I think he gave it to you in your package. You just got to fill it out for yourself. Okay, you tried to upload your thing. He gonna, and we talked about the 3 months to sales director where it says field trainer in the back office. So,
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Now click save.
Then click save. All right. Okay. So, is it going to show up at the top?
No, at the top. So basically, we're still in the 10% complete phase because there's still a lot of things we got to do.
Okay, so that's still
Yeah.
10%. Okay, so she don't move to 2 until she finished all of this in here, right? That's enough.
There's a lot of things that need to be done if you think about it. So we'll cover. I'll cover that in the training. What determines what the percentage is.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So has she gone on
we
the
went over her back office and her protection plan. We did both.
Okay. What about the conference calls? Has she got any conference? Josephine, have you got any conference calls yet?
No.
Oh, you didn't get on the conference call. Not yet. Okay, I thought you did.
No, yeah, I have. I got on a conference call. Oh, hold on, let me see. What's
Yes,
the
'cause you
conference
was
call
driving.
consist of? Because I had two of them I was on.
It was Monday night.
One
Because
with Mark,
you was
I
driving,
believe.
but you
Yeah.
couldn't take notes because you was driving. Remember?
Right.
Okay, so she did do the conference call. I think she did two.
Because I had one with Friday night was a conference call as well, right?
Yeah, I don't have my conference calls up there, but I'll add them.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, but she did the new members call. She did that one.
Okay, so that needs to be checked. So right above the waiting checklist is conference call, so you can click that up.
Oh, okay. Okay, she did that one. Did you do the new agent corporation orientation? Remember I told you go back and watch that?
No, I didn't do that.
Okay. Did you got on Motivational Monday call with Mr. Greg Ammerman?
Nope.
Okay. All right.
Because
So
you told me go back on that one, so I got to do that one for, I believe, July the 3rd it was.
yeah, July the 3rd. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the 18 call is every other week. So you haven't done that yet either.
So I can do that tomorrow.
So you can click save.
Yeah. Because I can do that early tomorrow.
Oh, I ain't saved. Okay.
I always want to save it. So does it make sense now, Angela?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now that I've done this, I can go back and do everybody now.
Uh,
I can do it so Felicia can see it.
yeah. So did you see it, Felicia? Does it make sense?
I did. Thank you. It
You're
does make sense.
Okay.
Yeah. You're welcome. Let me close some of this stuff up here.
Oh my gosh, you got so many tabs open, ain't even funny.
I was training Antoinette.
On what?
What?
Training Antoinette. What you
What? In her back office, in her protection plan.
You can unshare your screen now, Miss Angela.
Okay, I'm gonna unshare. Where is that? Where the button at? Oh, it's up here. Stop share. Okay, so it's all good. You be talking about me. I'm gonna take some of that stuff off. But yeah, so I was walking her through her protection plan.
Okay.
And I'm gonna show her back office because she wants to activate the life insurance policy, right?
Okay, so before you continue,
Mm-hmm.
this is the reason why following up is crucial. So explain to Felicia and Miss Josephine who Antoinette is and what and that whole situation if you can. And I'll be quiet.
Okay, so Antoinette, when I went to I think it was Communication Mastery. Yeah, it was Communication Mastery. Antoinette came to a briefing and she had a date that night, right? So she came to the briefing, she heard the brief, she said, okay, I gotta go, I got a date. It's all good, I'm in, right? So I said, okay. So she joined. So, and I was like, they said Communication Mastery, you gotta get the Communication Mastery. So I said, Antoinette, let's drive to Atlanta. So she said, okay. So we drove to Atlanta and stuff. And so during the course of all of that, once Monica get a hold of you, right? Monica said, oh, you going to be a season pass holder and this and that and that, because that's what they was talking about at the training and stuff, right? So Antoinette became a season pass holder, right? Drove home from Atlanta and Antoinette quit and disappeared. She quit. She got her money, but she didn't get her money back. She just said, this ain't for me. Because she was having some personal stuff. She a spring. She was having a lot of personal stuff going on, right? But during that time, I ain't know she was a spring and what all that stuff was, right? And so she was gone for She just came back. So she joined when I joined the business. She is on my front line. She is the first person I brought into the business. Right? She was gone. So I've been in the business. It'll be 3 years in February, right? So that's how long she been gone. And so some other stuff happened in her life that she need her credit fixed, right? So she has to activate her credit, right? And so I ain't even been pressing her. I just been letting her hear a little bit of this, letting her hear a little bit of that. But I never said, are you going to come back to be an agent? But I'm always putting her around, but I ain't never saying nothing. Right? She one of my affirmations. Okay, but anyway. Okay. So I just been putting her in and putting her there. So then today, when we was talking and she was going through her back office, I said, when we got down to the life insurance, I said, as an agent, you get $100,000 life insurance policy. I said, yeah. I said, so if you don't have anything to leave your children, you can become an agent. And even if you just start off with getting your 5 for free, you qualify for the life insurance policy. So that's 5 protection plans or 5 agents, right? I said, and then, girl, I'm going to help you. You already got a team under you. You know what I'm saying? So she was like, okay. I'm going to talk to my father. He going to be one. So then I said, oh, I forgot I was supposed to be on the call. So I got on the call. I said, do you mind? I knew I had to take her home. I said, can I take you at 8:30? She said, yeah. So I put the call on. I ain't saying nothing to her. I introduced her. I ain't say she back or none of that, right? She kept texting on her phone. But the more we talked, I saw her lift her head up a couple of times, right? And she started back texting. So I was like, God working behind the scenes. Right? And so that's how she came back.
Awesome.
Yeah. But she was the first person I signed up. She was my very first agent. So now I'm working on Monica. Monica is my other first agent, right? Because I have 2 that's activated. I want Monica to be, and she goes to my church. So I be talking to her when I see her. Hey, Monica, how you doing? Hi, Angela. Oh, never. She was like, how the business doing? Girl, that business is great. And I go sit down. I don't say nothing else because that's what Greg Ammerman said. Say, you know what I'm saying? I ain't telling her nothing. I ain't asking her to come back, and stuff like that. And every time I got a promotion, y'all, you know how when you take your kids' promotion to the pastor and they read them and they come up there and get their little award. Every promotion I got, I give it to them and they call me up. Now, when I went from field trainer to senior field trainer to sales director, he said, didn't you just get promoted last week? I said, He was like, okay. And everybody in church was like, oh my gosh, she really getting promoted. Then when I made it the sales director, right? I said, did you just get promoted about a month ago? I said, right. And girl, they watching me. I know they watching me. You know what I'm saying? And I don't say nothing because everybody I don't ask no more. Now you get ready to see the Lord's work, right? So that's all I be saying. Now you going to see the work. So girl, yeah. But that's where Antoinette came from. She was the first. And I was telling them Antoinette was one of my affirmations, right? Now that she got her membership back, now Monica get ready to be one of my affirmations, right?
Okay.
Yeah. But it's all good. All working.
And there you have it.
Mm-hmm. Yes, indeed. Yes.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Any questions? No? Okay. Well, I'm not gonna hold everybody up. We ran over about a good 40 minutes.
Okay.
I'm sure it was beneficial for everybody. I know it was definitely beneficial for me.
Yeah.
Me too. Yes.
So tomorrow is Monday.
Oh, I have a question. I
Okay.
need some recommendations of meeting places. What do you recommend? First time. I want to go see if I can find some when I get off the phone with y'all.
I would look up meetup.com.
All right, let me find a pen. Meetup.com.
Yeah. Meetup.com. And then I would Google organizations like meetup.com. That'll give you more. That'll give you more of them than the ones I can think of off the top of my head. So if you do meetup.com and then you Google networks like meetup.com, it'll give you some that are similar to that.
Okay. All right.
You want to network in areas where the counties are pretty affluent. Because you're going to run into a lot more successful realtors, mortgage lenders, individuals that have clients that the credit might not be all that great, but they have the discretionary income to pay for the protection plan membership to get a better interest rate.
Okay. All right. Oh, let me share this. I went to a friend of mine's work at a car deal. So I talked to, one of my goals is to talk to somebody that I was scared to talk to. So I went in there and asked for the finance person.
Okay.
So I sat down with him and I told him how if he became a referral, he could actually watch their score go up. And then he could call them to sell a car. And he said, for real? I said, yeah. He said, oh, what I have to do is you have to give me your clients. And so that they get turned down for the ones that couldn't qualify. He said, do you know how many of them I have? I said, great. I'm going to meet you next week. And I'm going to come in and you can have my list ready for me. He said, okay. And I'm going to start giving you stuff. I said, do not give him my number or my card. I need their number and their card. So that's cool.
Okay, so how did it feel to conquer a fear?
That felt really, really good, right? Because I just knew they was going to turn their nose up, say no, and stuff like that, but they didn't. And I was like going in there expecting a win-win outcome because I'm in the winner circle. They can't tell me no. What did you say? What if, because I wrote that down, that's my affirmation. You said, I can't lose, right?
Yeah.
What
What would you do if you knew that you could not lose?
couldn't lose? Exactly. So I wrote on there, if I couldn't lose, what would I accomplish? I would be walking across the stage as a VP. I'm going to have my Audi. I'm a six-finger ring club in the honor. I won the cruise contest. I get 5 agents a day and 5 protection plans a day, and nobody could tell me no because I'm in the winner's circle. So I say that every day, right? And I read that, and then I say it. So, yeah. So, yeah, that's what I do.
So we definitely appreciate you sharing your testimonies and your victories. So thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Mm-hmm.
Anybody else got anything they want to share?
Not this time.
No.
All right. So we about to go and
Okay.
go ahead and start recording.